Marketer of the Day, Episode 602, Data-Driven Marketing Using Artificial Intelligence, Hyper-Personalization, Predictive Content, Lead Scoring, Automation, and more, with Magnus Unemyr.
Hey everyone, and welcome back to the Marketer of the Day podcast. We're chatting with Magnus Unemyr, and you can check him out at unemyr.com. And Magnus is here to tell us all about the exciting possibilities that are in front of us when it comes to artificial intelligence, when it comes to predictive advertising. So we're going to hear about all the amazing cutting edge things that are coming out, plus how we can apply those to our business. So Magnus, glad to be talking to you.
Thanks for inviting me.
Well, you're very welcome. So yeah, this whole artificial intelligence thing, what has you so excited about it, and what are you working on these days?
So I just completed my latest book. It's called Data-Driven Marketing with Artificial Intelligence. Otherwise, I mostly work as an independent marketing automation consultant, focusing on both traditional marketing automation, obviously, but nowadays more and more about AI-powered marketing or marketing automation that is semi or fully autonomous thanks to data-driven insights that can be found using artificial intelligence algorithms.
Okay, great. So basically you push the button, turn the thing on, and then it just starts just running on its own, right? And tells those customers what it is that they should be buying based on their previous buying behavior. Is that on the right track?
For example, but artificial intelligence or AI can be used in practically every corner of the marketing industry. So there are hundreds and hundreds of marketing technology solutions or AI-powered marketing automation software solutions that do all sorts of things, from competitive and market intelligence, ad and campaign management, hyper-personalization, predictive content, search engine optimization and conversion rate optimization, social media marketing, CRM data enrichment and sales prospecting, predictive lead scoring. There are in fact even AI tools that help improve public speakers, and there are tools that optimize the entire customer journey as well using AI. So artificial intelligence can be used in virtually every part of marketing.
Super cool. It sounds like it. And so I'm not even sure where to jump in on some of those, but from some of the things that you've listed, I've heard of things, for example, like you said that AI can help public speakers. I've heard of something along the lines of like telemarketers, for example, can be making their phone calls, and then the AI listens in for certain keywords on both ends and can somehow figure out like how much someone is interested or disinterested, and can maybe pick up on things that maybe the telemarketer or the phone salesperson isn't even aware of. Is that something that you know about, or is that something that has you interested?
There are certain tools or some commercial tools already available that actually listens on ongoing phone calls, and they can predict what questions the customers have, thereby augmenting the sales guy or the customer service guy and helping him provide the right answers such that he knows how to answer. There are likewise solutions that listens to the tone of voice. So this is pretty much understanding whether or not someone is angry, happy, curious, etc. And it helps understand the mood of a person calling in, and that can help to give advice to the sales guy as well, how to change the course of a conversation, for example. So there are many ways you can use AI, and one very interesting part is obviously the voice understanding and the capability of AI-powered robots to carry on a complete voice correspondence. And For example, Google launched a new initiative just a few months ago whereby they have an AI robot that doesn't just answer the phone and can respond to questions, but they can actually initiate phone calls, perhaps to thousands or tens of thousands in parallel, tens of thousands of people in parallel, and make outgoing sales calls or other types of service calls to people, perhaps in 8, 10, 15 different languages in parallel.
Right. I remember seeing that video demo they showed where they would call a restaurant and say, yeah, I need a reservation for 4 people on Wednesday between 2 and 3. And you almost couldn't tell that it was a robot because the AI was saying, and like doing all the pausing and things that us humans would do. And even the person on the other end misunderstood and said, oh, Tuesday or 4 p.m. And the AI was like, oh, no, I meant 4 people. And it was amazing how dialed in they have that. So that feature in particular, that's not available yet, right? Or is some third party providing something similar to that?
So my understanding, Google has not launched that for commercial use yet. But I would assume that a few years down the road, such solutions will probably replace most of the call center agents, replacing thousands or even tens of thousands of call center agents worldwide.
Craziness. So it's good to talk about these possibilities, but is there an easy way for some businesses listening in to jump in on this artificial intelligence thing? Like, is there a platform that you prefer? Because like, I think I saw some kind of bot platform, like maybe it was called Dexter or something like that. And I signed up and I couldn't really make heads or tails, but is there like an easy path for people to take if they say, I like the possibilities here of the personalization, the automatic lead scoring, competitive analysis, anything like that? What's an easy way to like jump in or at least stay up to date on the news about all this?
I think there are many different ways even small businesses can make use of AI. In most cases, marketers will just buy some commercial marketing software that already have these capabilities built in, and the person using these software tools will not even be aware of how that AI algorithms are working at all. So a simple example is, for example, some email marketing software. Traditionally, you have sent a mail blast with 100,000 emails to different people at the same time. Using AI, we can predict at what time each individual recipient should receive email to improve the open rate to its maximum. So instead of sending 100,000 emails at the same time, we send one email at 100,000 different times. And that is a perfect example of how AI can be used to optimize the results, in this case of an email marketing campaign, without the marketeer actually having to understand anything at all about how AI really works.
Cool. So that's reassuring. It can just be a black box.
Yes, in most cases it will be. Perhaps it's a checkbox in the software tool you're using that enables or disables some AI-powered optimization or feature improvement. Talking about chat robots, which is a very, very big field and very hot topic currently, there are tens of different chatbot development platforms, if not more. Many of them are really, really simple to use. And again, you don't really need to know anything about AI. There are several chatbot development platforms that are really easy to use, and they're kind of just conversation offering tools, basically, that help you design the intended conversational flow.
Okay, great. So someone says, I want to buy something from your e-commerce store, I'm not sure what, and then they ask specific questions, and then the answers to those questions narrow down the thing they want. Is that on the right track?
Yes, and the marketing automation systems vendor HubSpot, for example, have a free CRM, but anyone can sign up for free. And my understanding is that free CRM tool now comes with equally free chatbot offering tools, such that you can actually develop your own chatbot for free. And at least that is my understanding.
Okay, great. So as far as this whole chatbot thing, have you built any or helped put any chatbots in place?
I have built chatbots, and it's a very, very interesting feeling to to have a conversation with a virtual copy of yourself for the first time. But it's quite rewarding, actually. But it's a lot of work also, and I think the best way of designing the conversation flow of a chatbot is actually to have a manually staffed chat function at first, and then you can harvest the conversation logs from the past to understand what kind of questions people mostly ask, and therefore you can automate those with a chat robot.
I really like that strategy right there that you just mentioned, where it could, because that, I think that might hold a lot of people back from developing their own chatbots, right? They might be thinking in terms of that decision tree and thinking, well, let me think of what are some possible things a customer might ask me, and they might just be making things up off the top of their head, and they might be doing all this work for nothing. But you're saying at first manually staff that chat window, that chat functionality with humans. That way you can see what real actual conversations happen, and then you can see those patterns, see those repetitions, see those categories, and then from the real data, then you can build the chatbot, as opposed to just inventing something off the top of your head.
Yes, that is what I would do. And likewise, once you have actually launched the chatbot, keep monitoring the conversation logs and see what new questions the chatbot couldn't answer that has come in. And you then should extend the chatbot functionality to cover those as well over time.
Awesome. So maybe it at first covers 80% and then 90% and then 95%. So out of these chatbots that you've built, can you unpack or explain one of them so we know what it was all about?
There's been a lot of discussions about chatbots lately, and I think that most chatbots today is a little bit limited, so you cannot ask really open-ended questions about any topic and have a very intelligent conversation about anything with them. So rather, most well-designed chatbots today are quite narrow in their functionality, and they actually lead the conversation strictly forward in one or the other direction. For example, by providing a set of predefined answers. So, for example, which kind of product are you interested in? Windsurfing boards or diving equipment or sailing boats? And then you click one of those predefined buttons, and then you come to the next step in the conversation, and the chatbot continues to ask further questions with predefined answers to narrow down the decision tree, let's say, to a more limited set of conversational topics.
Okay, but that's an easy way for us to get started with this world of chatbots, right? In having some of those basically FAQs, those common questions, but only one set is in front of the person. They just kind of click and narrow down what they want, and that's not the most advanced functionality, but that at least gives us a little bit of an edge versus our competitors, right?
I think that is the easiest way to get started, at least. Another way of using AI is to have a CRM system or a marketing automation system that is equipped with functionality for lead scoring. So lead scoring is a concept where the software can predict how sales ready or purchase ready someone is. And we can then guesstimate to a percentage between 0 and 100% how likely a certain person is to buy in a short period of time. And for example, if some lead is 25% sales ready, then the marketing automation system can send a set of emails with a soft marketing message or a soft sales message. Whenever someone does more on the website, perhaps download more PDFs or open more emails, then that person can reach a 50% sales readiness or lead score. And then we can send a different set of nurturing emails with a harder sales message. And if someone do more things and reach a 75% lead score, perhaps we can automatically create a to-do task in the CRM system and have a sales agent call them manually. And that can also be AI powered, such that you do not need to design the lead scoring algorithm manually, but rather you have AI algorithms that detect automatically how sales ready someone most likely is.
Super cool. And I've noticed that when I use my CRM system, that it's a matter of, you have to pile in tons and tons of leads to make it worth your while. But then you look at this huge mess and you're saying, well, I'm not sure what to attack right now, right? I'm not sure which leads to go after. There's sometimes those leads that I put in certain buckets that I manually chose to put in there. But as you know, sometimes there's that lag time, right? There's someone signs up to the list. As you said, they download some PDF documents. You send those initial emails, and they might need those weeks or those months to get warmed up. And then there's a lot of time loss when you're saying, well, who should I be contacting, or who should I be making these phone calls to? I could make 100 phone calls to all these people, but I would rather make the 10 or 20 phone calls to the ones that are just about ready to buy right now. So this sounds really great, where the system can see based on their activity how close they are to buying or what they need at this certain point. And if they're moving along, if they're at, like you said, 20-25%, maybe shoot them a couple of emails to get them up to 40%. But this way we can just focus on the important stuff that's in front of us right now, right? We can just focus on those people that are the best use of our time.
Yeah, so you would use traditional marketing automation logic to nurture those to nurture those leads using emails, most likely over weeks and months. And whenever someone is warm enough, you can have a sales guy call them, and you would use the lead scoring number to prioritize who to call first.
Well, great. Well, have you come across any, I don't know, disasters or problems when it comes to this AI stuff? Because it sounds great in theory, right? For it to connect to these systems and to enrich the data and lead score, and then take some kind of action. But I imagine that maybe at some point, maybe one of these got out of control and sent like the wrong emails or like did too much. Has that ever happened, or has it been pretty smooth sailing for you?
I haven't personally ended up in any catastrophes, but there are several quite well-known examples where AI has gotten out of hand, let's say. One example is Microsoft Tay, which is was the Microsoft Twitter robot that they launched in 2016, I think it was. And it learned from the conversations it had with people, and unfortunately, some right-wing extremists started to have very racist discussions with the Twitter robot, and it learned the lingo of the racist. And in a few hours' time, the Twitter robot became very racist, and Microsoft had to shut it down in 16 hours only. Another example is a well-known American retail chain that used predictive analytics to detect whenever some female customers, were actually pregnant. They could detect that to a high likelihood based on their purchase patterns. And they actually detected that a teenage girl were most likely pregnant, and started to send marketing literature home to her, targeted towards pregnant women. And since she was a teenager living at home, her father got to see that and became very angry, as obviously the teenage girl wasn't pregnant. But he later found out that the girl actually was pregnant, and the retail chain had to scale back a little bit on their clever AI solutions, because it can create harm as well if you're a little bit too successful in your finding insights using AI algorithms.
Right, a little too accurate. And I remember a few of those stories. I remember the racist Twitter bot, but in that sort of scenario, that's not the worst thing. They just shut down and apologized. And then with the Target ad, where I think like she bought some sort of like cotton balls, or there's something about her buying behavior that made them realize she was pregnant. Again, they just kind of shut down and apologize and move on to the next thing. But that's that's interesting how we can kind of see what's possible. But what's good about all this is it's not the end of the world, right? They ran a little bit of experiment, they rolled out their test, and maybe it was too soon for that sort of thing, or maybe it was a little too invasive. But they can always kind of start over. And so something that I wanted to bring up with you was, just the other day, I saw a demo of some piece of software that was kind of interesting, where you could make a video, like, a cartoon explainer sort of video, and then someone would opt in on Facebook to watch the video, but then the AI would go and pull different photos and pull different pieces of information from their profile, and then create a customized video for that specific person. I thought that was a really interesting kind of blend of all the AI stuff, in that it's simple, it's practical, and it's not some really crazy abstract thing like the predictive recommending and the predictive buying. So have you seen anything like that, or something along those lines of just like something that is doable for us marketers, but also kind of cool and different?
I use a small software tool called Lumen 5, which I am not affiliated with in any shape or form, but I'm using their software, and they use AI to auto-generate short video clips to promote social media, to promote blog posts on social media. So with this tool, I just feed it with the URL of a blog post I want to market using some short video. And their AI tool harvests information from that blog post, finds the keywords that is most likely going to work well as headings, and it creates scenes, much like PowerPoint slides. And using the keywords it finds from the copy of the blog post, it actually goes out on the internet and finds free images and video clips, and pull that together into a video that promotes your blog post. While the tool isn't completely perfect, you sometimes need to do some manual editing of the auto-generated video. It does a pretty good job, and it's a clear sign as to where we are heading, I think.
That's a great resource, Lumen 5, and I think I'm still paying the monthly fee for that. I don't use it as much as I should, and what I like about that tool is every few days they'll send me a new email saying, hey, we saw that there's a new blog post on your RSS feed. We auto-generated this video for you. You didn't even have to push the button to make the video. We made it for you, and here you go. If you want to use it, go ahead and use it. So yeah, it's great to know that these sorts of tools exist. And what I'm hearing a lot from some of these examples that you've been talking about with us today is that it makes it so we don't have to have as many skills, right? We don't need to learn all these skills on how to put together a video and add scenes and add music and add text. We just have the computer do it for us, similar to the example you threw out earlier about how you can have those predictive questions for the telemarketers, right? Where there might be some big, long phone script that someone uses when they're making a sales call. But if the AI picks up on that with the speech recognition and the speech tone, they can say, well, here are just the two things in front of you. Here's the one thing in front of you, instead of you having to sift through 10 or 20 different options. So you don't have to think as much, right? You don't have to have as much skill. It's just that the AI has the skill for you. So yeah, that's a really good resource for people to just get their feet wet, like Lumen 5 or HubSpot CRM, like you mentioned earlier, where all of these tools have the artificial intelligence built in, and we might not even be fully aware of it, right? That's just part of the logic of how it works. It does these things magically, where otherwise we would have to put so much labor in, right? Like that was a really great example you mentioned earlier about how you can have a list of email subscribers, and then it looks at when do people open those emails, or when's the best time for all those people on your list to open the emails, and you send the email, and then it delays and it chooses when to send to each person. I mean, that would take you all day long to do that by hand, but then because you have just the machine doing it for you, you get all these amazing things accomplished that you wouldn't have had accomplished otherwise. So there's been a lot of interesting things for us to think about and chew on as things move forward. And I'm curious about how people can get in touch with you or grab your book or figure out what you have going on these days. So can you drop some links for us and tell us about your websites, your books, all that fun stuff?
Sure. So my blog on marketing automation and marketing with artificial intelligence is found on magnusumemyr.com/blog. My latest book on marketing with artificial intelligence can be found on Amazon. So it's called Data-Driven Marketing with Artificial Intelligence. And for listeners who want to download one of my earlier books on marketing automation, they can grab that book on unemyr.com/getbook. That book is 240 pages long and a free PDF download.
Awesome. So not just scratching the surface, but they can really dive in deep to find out the details of what they need to know, because there's that whole book there.
Yes.
Awesome. And so just to make sure that everyone can spell and can find that site, that word, last name Unemyr, that's UNEMYR.com. And you can go to unemyr.com/blog to check out Magnus's blog, unemyr.com/getbook to get that book where you can really get deep with that data-driven marketing with artificial intelligence in whatever capacity you need here. If you're looking to become an AI developer yourself, you're looking to add this into your own company, if you want to become some kind of a marketing consultant with this AI stuff, it helps to know what's going on under the hood. It's good to know these concepts. It's good to know what's possible. It's good to know what's already out there, because you can make a lot of use of these tools that are just out there that maybe you've even heard of but haven't quite used yet, even something as simple as HubSpot or as Lumen 5. And then that book on Amazon is Data-Driven Marketing with Artificial Intelligence. So once again, Data-Driven Marketing with Artificial Intelligence on Amazon, unemyr.com/blog and unemyr.com/getbook. So that way you have all those resources. Anything to kind of say at the end here, Magnus, just to wrap things up and get people excited about artificial intelligence in the future? Any thoughts on that?
I think there are so many things that you can cover here, but I think that we have to realize that artificial intelligence is here. It's for everyone, and it will not only transform, but in fact disrupt the entire marketing industry and every corner of it. So marketeers are well advised to start to learn a little bit about this, because they will be affected in a couple of years, whether they like to or not.
Awesome. So I'm hearing from you, either get with the program or get left behind.
Pretty much so, yes.
Awesome. Well, exciting stuff.
Do you want to be a sponsor for the Robert Plank Show? Make sure to go right now to robertplank.com/ask, fill out the form, and tell us how you'd like to sponsor the show. Thanks for listening.